Today, we become legends.
Smite Season 8, let's talk. Hey there, my name's Inter, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, then be sure to subscribe for all my Season 8 content coming soon. Today we're going to be talking about Season 8, just in a sort of more general, broad sense. I've made a lot of specific videos on Season 8, but now that the season is released, I wanted to give my overall thoughts on it in a one of my Let's Talk format videos, where I just I have a few notes on the side here, and I just sort of ramble over some gameplay about my thoughts on certain topics. I've done one on like matchmaking, I've done one on card balance, things like that. And this Bologna gameplay was actually a really interesting one. I would have uploaded it to the channel, but I wasn't talking over it with commentary. I was just playing for fun. But it was a really fun game. Bologna support with Animosity. Did really well in it, and it was super fun to give it a go. So we're going to be commentating over that one. I'm not going to be focusing on the gameplay too much, though. We're going to be focusing on talking about Season 8. So, first thing up here is the new map, obviously. There's a completely new map for Season 8. Well, completely new. It's like as new as it will ever get. They're not going to completely change up the map. They're not going to give it a fourth lane or something, you know. It's as new as it will get within sort of the Conquest shell. And I like the new map a lot. It's obviously a lot larger. It's mostly wider, but it's a little bit longer. I do like the wideness a lot, specifically in mid lane. I really like how wide mid lane has become. It allows for a lot more room. Avoids like junglers blinking over the wall and insta-killing you, stuff like that. And obviously the new camps as well. There's new back camps here. There's the Scorpions. Obviously the Scorpions are really cool, actually. When I originally saw the Scorpions, I wasn't sure if I was going to like them a lot. They seemed a little strange, but especially in solo, I've not played too much in ADC, but especially in solo, I really like how they work. And in ADC as well, or like dual lane, specifically, like the support can block, because they're a 3 auto secure like system. Once you kill the minion, like the healing aura starts, and it's 3 autos to secure it, as you can see here. We have to auto it 3 times. Support can like block those autos. I may even do it in this gameplay, actually. Like I stand in front, like blocking autos from Anher, so he can't steal the Scorpion from us, and we managed to secure it. And I quite like the way they work. They add a little bit more fighting to the laning phase, instead of just like doing a camp and running into your jungle to passively do like your purple buff or like your Chad Harpy. Now Chad Harpy is neutral, and also Scorpions. There's one of each, so you're always fighting over that stuff, and it makes the game feel a little more active in the farming phase, which is something I really like. Instead of just like being sort of clear a wave, go to a camp, clear a wave, go to a camp. Never really having to fight anyone. And same thing in solo. Like it's a little harder to do in solo because you don't quite have a lot of damage, and a lot of characters don't have fast auto attacks to clear it. But in solo it's quite good too. I like it in solo a lot. It's sometimes, you know, if they go for totem, you can go for Scorpion, and also it's just like a contestable objective that can be stolen if need be. And yeah, overall I think the map is very good. It's a lot of what I asked for. It's larger, it's got more stuff to do, more camps, junglers jungle a little bit more. There's side camps, which is something I specifically asked for. I didn't really envision the Scorpions when I asked for it, but I don't hate the Scorpions. They're quite good. So yeah, overall the map has a lot of what I asked for. I would have made it personally a little bigger, but I know they don't want to go like too crazy with that, because some people don't like huge maps. Look at this double kill in dual lane, by the way. That was really nice, honestly. Me and Olaron both played very well there. But moving on to the second topic, we have starter items, which is obviously probably the thing Season 8 will be known for. Adding back the starter items. These I have almost no complaints whatsoever. They're absolutely amazing. I really love what they did with the starter items. There's tons of variety, which is basically what I loved about the original starter items, and there's even more variety than there was with the original ones, which is really good. Obviously, being like 3 per role, there's always something new you can do, and they go cross roll as well. Like, you can have sort of Animosity in solo lane, you can have Mannequin Scepter in ADC or solo lane, you can have Death Toll in solo lane. I know I just mentioned solo lane a lot, but I am a solo main, so that's where a lot of my ideas come from. But a lot of the starter items go cross roll, which means there's even more than 3 choices per role for the most part. And yeah, a lot of them have unique effects that are build around, so you have stuff like, you know, Animosity is clearly a build around item. It's going to be something you buy and then specifically tailor your build to that item. So a lot of them have that kind of effect, which I think is really cool. It's sort of like your major item, and then you have 5 minor items supporting that major item. I think it's a cool way to build instead of just having like 6 items. And yeah, they're on their own power level. They're not really comparable to normal items. That's just not how they work. They're basically on their own power level. You have to compare other starter items to other starter items. You can't compare them to like you can't compare like Berserker Shield to Animosity. It's just not on the same level. Or Kin Size to Animosity, I guess, would be a better comparison there. But yeah, they're on their own power level basically, and I think that's fine. It really emphasizes them a lot, and makes sure that if you're if you're picking your starter item, you have to have a reason for picking it, and it has to be a really good one. Whereas before, like, you could buy a blessing and it was like, yeah, if you pick the wrong blessing, you're gonna suck a little bit early game, but like, it ultimately didn't really matter too much. Whereas with the starter items, it's a really kind of defining part of your late game build, and you can sort of plan your build path from the start of the game, which I like a lot. And yeah, there's one per role, and they mimic blessings, which I think was a really smart decision on Hyra's part, because I've already seen people complaining that, like, rightly so, by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't complain about this, because changing up 5 blessings into 15 starter items is like a really big deal, but I've already seen people complaining about, oh, I don't know what the hell to do. I was happier with just, like, buying the warrior's blessing when I'm playing a warrior, which is completely understandable, but the way they've done it, where like they have one blessing, one starter item that mimics the blessing from the role, so like Warrior's Axe mimics Warrior's Blessing, Gilded Arrow mimics Hunter's Blessing, etc. Having that makes it so that really all you have to do is just like realize that there's one blessing mimic in each role, and just build that one, and you'll be fine. So if you were looking for sort of a return to the blessings and you're really confused with this new system, while you get used to it, I recommend just looking at which one is the sort of blessing mimic for your role, and just build that one. I've got videos out on the starter items where I explain which one is the safest and like blessing, like the blessingiest option for each role that you can just build. But then like once you get a handle on the starter items, or if you enjoy exploring different possibilities like I do, you have so many different options, which I really like a lot. And yeah, they're ultimately very cross-roll. I think I mentioned this before. Blessings basically weren't cross-roll whatsoever. I mean, sometimes you had, like, Mage's Blessing on a couple of solo laners, like Wukong. You could have, like, you sometimes had, like, maybe Warrior's Blessing in support, something like that. Maybe Hunter's Blessing in mid, if you were playing a Hunter. But, like, there really wasn't much role crossing whatsoever. It was, like, you buy the Blessing for your role, and that's pretty much it. Whereas these have, like, tons of cross-roll potential. And, like I said, just loads of variety. I really love what they've done with starter items, to be honest. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the season's balance later on, but the only complaint I would have with starter items is that they're a little bit imbalanced in comparison to each other. Obviously, they're imbalanced in comparison to other items, because that's how they're supposed to be. But in comparison to each other, there's stuff like Animosity, there's stuff like Mannequin Scepter, there's stuff like Archmage's Gem that are just way more powerful. Like, why would I ever build Sands of Time when Archmage's Gem exists? Why would I ever build Death's Toll when Mannequin Scepter exists? So as long as they fix that stuff, which in the new patch it looks like they are fixing it somewhat, so as long as they get them balanced a little better, it should be totally fine. I'll have no complaints about starter items. They're really good in my opinion. So this next point is one that is a bit of a negative for the season. Server stability. I've not had any issues with this myself, actually. I've literally had 0 server issues with Season 8, which is very strange. I don't know. Maybe it's streamer privilege, but whenever I've been streaming or whatever, it's just, I've never had an issue with it. But I've seen a ton of people in my chat, a ton of people in my YouTube comments, and some of my friends saying that, like, server stability is like a big issue, especially on console. A lot of people have been saying that like console servers are just down all the time, and like they're watching my stream because they can't play themselves, and that's kind of sad. Even though I do enjoy more people watching my stream, it'd be nice if they could play themselves. So the server issues obviously suck, but in a way it can be viewed as a positive. There is a silver lining with it, because servers wouldn't be having an issue, they won't be overloaded if there wasn't a lot of people interested in playing. So, in my opinion, that is like somewhat of a positive. Nice missed ult, by the way. I don't know how I missed that ult. When I was playing this game, I was like, what the hell is that? Yeah, so like I was saying, it's obviously a huge spike in players. I haven't actually checked the actual numbers, but someone in my Discord mentioned that Smite hit a new all-time peak player count on Steam. And obviously Steam is not everyone, but that's pretty representative of like the other platforms. I would imagine it will probably be a very similar story on the other platforms. So if Smite genuinely has hit an all-time high on Steam, that's a pretty big deal. Obviously, Steam Smite has only been out since like, I don't know, season 3 or 4 or something. I don't really know when that was launched. It doesn't have like the really old seasons sort of history on there. But yeah, an all-time high on Steam is obviously a good thing. And even though it's causing server issues, I think we can endure a little bit of short-term server pain, and hopefully Harris gets it fixed for us to sort of have a healthier season with like a larger player base than we had in season 7, which it seems like we do. So yeah, obviously Harris could be more prepared for this. It always seems this way when they release a new season, the servers lag like shit, and you'd think after many years they would realize they need extra server capacity, even if it's temporary server capacity that they rent from like Amazon Web Services or something dumb. I don't know if you can even do that, but like some kind of temporary capacity that they come online for like the first month of the season or something, that could solve the issue. I don't know, but like I said, it could be viewed as a positive. There's obviously a lot of people playing and interested in Smite if servers are having issues like that. Because of player overload, so yeah, can be viewed as a positive thing. And clans, I'm very disappointed with clans, I have to say. This is probably one of the biggest negatives of the season for me. Like I said, servers have sort of a positive silver lining. Clans kind of don't, in my opinion. It's nice to see they're returning, but they're so bare bones with the way they've launched right now. Like, they barely even have the social features. I think they have, like, clan chat, and you can see I don't even have a tag in this game. I don't even know if clans are even enabled, at least when I was playing this game. So, like, it's just... I'm very disappointed with how they've handled clans. We've been waiting like 2-3 years or something since they broke clans for them to come back. Even if, like, I would have been happy if they came back just with the features they had before, but they don't even have the features we had before. They've also promised like more features are coming, which is a good thing, I guess, throughout the season. So hopefully by the end of season 8, they'll be sort of a lot more functional with extra features and stuff. But I was really hoping they'd have something on launch. Because honestly, I was thinking they were going to come in the Season 7 mid-season patch. When we were gearing up to launch the Season 7 mid-season patch, I was like, clans have to be here, right? No, they're not there whatsoever. No mention of them. And then when they finally do launch in Season 8, they're just like completely broken. Like I said, I don't even have a clan tag here. I don't even know if clans are working. And they're going to have to make up for this bad launch with a lot of really good features for clans throughout the season. Like, if they do add like a ton of really nice features throughout the season, and by the end of Season 8 they're like fully functional with some cool features and all that stuff, like rewards, different chats, all that kind of stuff, then maybe I'll give them a pass on this. But the way they've released them is just not it. That's probably like my biggest complaint with Season 8. They said they were going to do clans, and they kind of basically haven't done clans. And I know like clans don't make them money, and that's probably why they're not focusing on it very much. They would rather release 15 skins in the patch than fix clans, but I kind of wish they would fix clans. Next topic, God roster. This one's obviously pretty important. It's a game of gods fighting each other. You want the gods that are fighting each other to be good and well designed and stuff. Morgana is my most requested addition to the game, like, ever. As soon as like they released King Arthur and Merlin, I was like, if they're going to do more Arthurian gods, I really want to see Morgana Le Fay. And it looks like they're going to be adding her. Obviously not confirmed yet. Some of these ones I'm talking about aren't confirmed, but they're pretty much confirmed. Like, they couldn't really be anyone else. And so yeah, having Morgana in the game is going to be really sick. Tiamat looks insanely fun. They just revealed Tiamat on the patch notes. I made a video about it. Tiamat looks really good. Gilgamesh will likely be a warrior, so probably pretty fun for me. I'm a big warrior fan. I'm a solo main. Like, most of my top gods are warriors, so I'll definitely be giving Gilgamesh a try. And Atlas should be really cool as well. Atlas, just like in terms of lore, like he's a Greek titan that like holds up the world. That's hella cool. I'm sure they can do a lot with that. And the rest are cool, like Charybdis and, who's the other one? Charybdis and Cleodna, or like the Banshee Queen. I'm not sure if it's exactly going to be Cleodna, but yeah, those should be cool as well. But I'm really looking at sort of Morgana, Atlas, Gilgamesh, and then Tiamat looks pretty cool as well. So yeah, the god roster looking really awesome. Obviously, I can't fully speak for the god roster because they're not released yet. I can basically only speak for Tiamat, and even then I can only speak for Tiamat in sort of like a minor capacity because I've not played her yet. We don't know how strong she's going to be. We don't know how she'll actually play, but her kit does look fun from what they revealed on the patch notes. And okay, let's move on to balance. I said earlier I'm going to talk about balance in like its own section. The balance is not great. Some of the starter items are very broken. Some of the gods are very broken. I have to say balance for this season isn't the best. New seasons tend to have like balance issues, especially when you're adding like a bunch of new items like these new starters and stuff like that. It's going to be hard to balance them. And I think that they're going in the right direction with this most recent patch. They've nerfed Mannequin, they've nerfed Archmage's Gem, they've nerfed Animosity and stuff like that, but they're keeping the core theme of Animosity, which I like a lot. So yeah, I think they're going in the right direction, but there's definitely a lot of balance issues with this season. There's many gods and items that just like stand out as being way too strong. But luckily, balance is something that can be fixed relatively quickly. They can release a couple of good balance patches and fix that within a month. Whereas, like, if there was some really big core problems with the overall design of the season, that would be a bigger problem. But, like, a few balance concerns, not that big of a deal. It's not like the season is completely broken and, like, there's only 2 gods that are playable or something. But, yeah, overall, not great balance, but like I said, it's relatively easy to fix. I would rather see, like, a completely overpowered season that's fun than, like, a really boring cookie-cutter season, but where everything is balanced. I think it's fine to have like a couple of OP things as long as they get nerfed relatively quickly. And finally, we have the announced reworks. So Persephone, absolutely reworking her and making her less strong in high level play and stronger in low level play. That's absolutely something she needs. We will have to see Obviously, it's not a rework that we've seen yet. We've just been announced that it's coming, so it's good that it's coming. We'll see how they do with it. They could definitely mess it up. They could definitely do it really well. We'll have to see later in the season, but I'm happy that she is getting reworked. Nice job, Mirth, dying to a jungle camp. So we have Mail of Renewal and Stone of Foul also in terms of item reworks. Very good as well. These items have been complete garbage. I think Stone of Foul has actually been reworked and it's still not even seeing play, so they really need some like substantial reworks on those items to make them like somewhat viable, because they're just a wasted item slot at this point. They're just like added complexity for no reward. Like new players are going to see those items and be like, oh, they're kind of cool, and then they're going to build them and then they're just going to like do nothing because they're bad items. So like I think especially when they're adding new items, adding more complexity to the game, you don't want to be like leaving all these trash items in the game that are just like not really going to do anything. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Season 8 as a whole. Just a little bit of rambling there. These Let's Talk videos, you guys kind of like them. I enjoy doing them. It's just like talking over gameplay, just sort of rambling about my thoughts. They're not scripted. I just have like a couple of bullet points on the side here. So you sort of get like my raw, unfiltered thoughts on the season, what I think is good, what I think is bad. So like pros of the season, new map is very good. Starter items are amazing. Cons of the season, the balance isn't great. Clans I would like to see more of. And then the God roster is also like quite good as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Season 8 down below. If you want to like drop some sort of more in-depth thoughts, I'll definitely give them a read. I'm interested to see how everyone feels about the season. Or just like a yes or no. I may leave a poll or something, but I think I've already done a couple of polls on whether people like Season 8. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Season 8 in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.